Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning into your love read. Excuse me, that was disgusting. Where did that come from? I didn't even deal with the cards yet. I'm using the Thelma Tarot for the main read. That's the other side of the box. And it's by Renata Lechner. What's with the hiccups and stuff? Already trying to happen. Hopefully this, I don't know, we'll see. And for the Oracle cards, the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I'm curious now. First half is relationship, second half is single. I mean, there's how many cards on the desk? So, alright, so what's this? The Hanged Man at the bottom here. Well, you know what? Let me just hold that to the side. We'll come back to that. Because I'm getting this is going to work out well, but it definitely hits a hard spot here. It's like you hit a brick wall and then you're completely fine and you're smooth sailing after that. I don't know exactly what's happening, but that's what it looks like. Let's see how it plays out. See this card, and they're reminding me, read the card for what I'm getting off of it, not what it's supposed to mean. Because I'm an intuitive reader. It's not going to work for me if I try to be linear with the cards. So that being said, when I'm looking at this card, the Five of Swords, Wands, clearly they're wands, I just see that the wand in the middle just makes me feel like there's like a tornado spinning feel there. Like there's a lot of action, a lot of like trying to keep things under control, but things are just kind of having a life of their own. It's becoming a lot of stress. I don't think that's what this is a traditional meaning of this card, but that's what I'm feeling off of this one. There's a lot going on in the center. And I'm getting the Page of Swords with your partner, which seems to be flanking this. Like you're going through all this stuff. There's a lot going on. You're trying to keep it together. Your partner seems to be holding to the side, trying to just hold the line. But the page isn't usually an active player. Yeah, I'm looking at this person as if they're standing there thinking that they could be an active player at any moment. But they seem to be more passively waiting and holding to the side. They're not really doing much in the situation. I feel like you're the one that's doing the majority of the situation. And they're just kind of holding to the side. They're trying to understand what changes are going to occur due to what you're handling. Now, the challenge here, whatever you're dealing with, your challenge is the Queen of Cups. And in this deck, she's looking at this cup. The way I'm feeling about it for you is there's like a sense of family obligation, moral obligation. I don't know. I don't say there's like a heart connection here with obligation. Like you're obligated to help the people you care about. You're feeling like if you don't do your due diligence, it's going to go bad for the people you love, so you're willing to do what you have to do. It's not even like a question if you should or shouldn't. You're going to do it because you feel like it has to happen for the people that you love to be okay. Now, you're involved in this situation, and it feels like there's a lot going on. And I'm getting that feeling here again. Like, even before this, I really put out the cards, I was starting to feel this energy. So I realize this isn't a little thing, and I get that, but your partner's challenge card I'm noticing is the Death card. I feel like this is regarding their involvement, because I feel like they're holding to the side, and that needs to stop. They need to be actually involved directly in the situation. They need to be a participating player in the situation, and that's when the four of these cards seem to come together, because I'm getting... When the four of them come together, you and your partner seem to work together, trying to control trying to contain. I feel like it's more like contain. I don't know if control is the right word. It feels like more like contain the situation. Being each other's sounding board, like watching out for what's going on around you, but also being active with each other, trying to contain the situation. It's like the two of you meld in this sense. And then I feel like that's when the two of you also realize that, once this goes forward, the Death card kind of goes into this Queen of Cups, like, because you're both feeling that. I feel like you're both on the same page when it comes to this situation, where you both agree for things to work out, something has to happen. They're holding to the side at this point because it's kind of messy. And if they get involved, they're kind of worried about what's going to happen. Now, another reason why I don't feel like you're pushing your partner to get involved is because they might have a little bit more of a harsher or a little bit more, I'm getting the word reckless tone to them. Because you're not forcing them into it for the harmony's sake. You're feeling like people are getting along, but is that right? I don't know if that's fair, because I feel like this is more about you want people to get along better. And I feel like you're trying not to force things. You're trying to help people get along. You're trying to keep the situation under control without causing conflict. And I feel like the harmony's here saying that that's what you're trying to make happen. That's also an advice card, so I am realizing that, like, trying to be more conducive with how other people feel. I don't feel like this is easy, because I feel like all the weight of this card is all on your side. Like, you're trying to keep people from going at each other and trying to keep people getting along and moving in the same direction. I am getting, for you though, the Five of Cups happens, and I feel like harmony falls short. When the harmony falls short though, are we good? When you're at this Five of Cups is not total loss, but it's very upsetting what you have. And sometimes people overcenter on what they lost instead of what they still have to gain. So it can be a very tricky card in that sense, but I'm getting this is where you're starting to have the change. Because I'm getting you're having this Five of Cups, and when this happens, you have the Five of Cups. You're very upset about this. Your partner has the Three of Swords. They're feeling kind of heartbroken. I feel like they're kind of disappointed in themselves for not getting involved before now. That's part of the heartbreak for them, because they see you're very upset. They're feeling disappointed that they didn't get involved sooner. Maybe this would have worked out better if they did. Because something here went a little sour. The harmony went south. And people are just kind of at each other's throats a little bit is what I'm getting. Now, because of the discord that's happening at this point, you have the Six of Swords where you're just like, maybe I should just step back and just let them do what they want to each other, because they're going at each other and they're going at me is kind of what I'm feeling. Now, really, your partner seems to be stepping in and helping you at this point. And your partner is realizing that something has to change here. They've got the Page of Pentacles with the passion. They know how much the situation means to you and to them. So that's the passion there. But the Page of Pentacles is like, all right, let's start moving this in a different direction. But let's move slowly. Let's change things slowly, because I feel like we can get harmony back here if we do that. If we do it that way. I'm feeling the heavy energy right there too, right there, because I feel like that's easier said than done. Easier said than done, definitely. And I'm getting what happens next. What actually makes things better for your partner is they're feeling that devastation. But they're trying to work it out with you, trying to help it, because I feel like this is not easily fixed. But they're devastated trying to fix this, because I feel like it's much more of a mess than they realized. I really do. This is what's helping them to be devastated, to realize what the situation really is, like what's really happening here. And I'm getting the health here is because this is giving them a more true view of what's actually happening here. They can't, like, I don't feel like they actually saw it for what it was. And this is why the Ten of Swords with the health is helping them, because they're getting a much more honest it's not that you were telling them anything that wasn't true or anything like that, but I just don't feel like they were able to connect with what it really was until they actually saw it and experienced it. They weren't really getting it, is what I'm getting. Like, they may have understood this was bad, that was bad, whatever, but once they're in it and they're feeling it and they're a part of it, it's a lot worse, is what I'm getting. Now, this helps them. What helps you, ironically, is the Ten of Wands, excuse me. Your partner's being involved at this point. Ironically, I feel like this brings more stress on you because you're feeling like they're also, getting the backlash here. So it's making it more stressful for you at this moment. You got the tens going on here. Swords and wands are very conducive, but I feel like neither of you are happy at this point, but this is improving things because this is a better stepping point to get to a better future, because I feel like this is a moment where it just feels very rough, but they're understanding more, they're getting it more, that's helping them. You're very stressed because you're feeling like they're under fire too, but you're also realizing you have somebody there a little bit more grounded on your side. It's not that they weren't on your side before, but now it's like they really get like how much stress this is on you. Like they're on point with what's actually happening now. So it is helping you to go through this, because this is gonna give you a stronger alliance going forward. They're telling me to drop that and keep going forward. All right, so I'm getting what happens next. Both of these cards are very conducive with each other, because you got temperance on your side spiritually. Like, it's going to take some time to really keep moving forward, keep these things progressing in a better way. Your partner has the Queen of Pentacles, a very patient card as well. I feel like this is saying you're both on track with that. It's I know that they're a little different in what they mean, but I'm getting they're just, especially in this reading, saying you're both on the same page. You're not expecting it to correct quickly, but with due diligence and effort, over time, it will get better. And you're both putting in that effort to make that happen. As it keeps going forward, the situation itself that the two of you are having to handle, it's a rough situation. I'm getting the two of you come together with the Lover's card and the Ace of Cups. Handling this together, I feel like it's like inspiring the two of you. You're on the same page. I'm getting a lot of romance between the two of you. I'm getting like this is inspiring that because you're feeling just very protected, but not only protected, but protecting and protected at the same time. You're protecting each other, but you're feeling protected by each other. I think that makes sense. Like, you're protecting your partner, but you're also feeling your partner's protecting you, vice versa. You're very interested in what the other thinks. You're on the same page. You're working together. It's a very communal effort. Like, I'm getting it's a very, very, like, if the bond wasn't tight before, it's very tight now. I'm getting there's a lot of romance and a lot of love between you and your partner because you're uniting very strongly on this front. The Lovers and the Ace of Cups there, like, those are very, like, what else do you have? The Two of Cups that would fit in with there. There's another card I can't think of off the top of my head, but there's a few cards that fit in with that, but this is definitely going a lot better. It's not only saying, like, you and your partner get along really well and having a good, but one of the reasons you're so happy is because the situation is improving also. So, like, that's one of the reasons, like, there's so much romance here, because you're feeling better, you're feeling the situation is getting better, you're getting closer, you're feeling like you have each other's back, you do have each other's back, you know what I mean? It's honest, it's very good, it's the truth about what's going on there, as I think of what I'm trying to say. Like, you're not just thinking each other's on your side, you know each other's on the same side because of what you're doing and how it's going day to day. Good? Good. Alright, so we're good with that. Let's go into Sagittarian single. I showed this card, I know I did. The Hanged Man is like going through this period of change is what I'm getting. I feel like that's what this whole thing, that's like, it's saying the whole reading is about this period of change, which is very important. Very important. And it ends up quite well. I mean, if you're going to have to go through, if you have to go through a rough time, at least if it ends really well, that's something. Especially for the ending you're getting. I mean, if you have to go through it, you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't say that always happens. I don't even want to guess how often it happens, but that's good that it does. Let's do Sagittarian single. Messages for Sagittarian singles. Messages for Sagittarian singles. Empowering information for Sagittarian singles. Sagittarian singles. Messages for Sagittarian singles. Messages for Sagittarian singles. All right. All right. Messages for Sagittarian singles. Empowering information. I gotta be honest. For the most part, I feel like this is pretty good. All right, so these two seem to come in together. You got the Strength and you got the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles are your thoughts. The Strength is the past. But I feel like this is leading up to your current time. Five of Pentacles, and even in this one, it's kind of like, well, this one I feel like you're waiting for more and you're feeling like nobody's listening to you. Like you're waiting for somebody to show up to put something in that little pot that lady's holding, or that little bowl, whatever you want to call it. And the Strength is, you've been feeling for this person, but you've been kind of playing it calm. I feel like you're around this person to some degree, but you're not, I don't feel like you're pushing forward what you're thinking or how you're feeling. And you're just trying to, like, I just feel like you're going slowly, and you're trying to, like, you're trying to create a presence in this person's life, but I don't feel like you're not, like, aggressively coming towards them and explaining to them how you're feeling. But I feel like you would like more here, and I feel like your thoughts are, I'd like this person to be more interested in me, but I'm not seeing it. That's one of the reasons I feel like the strength card is here. You're kind of holding to the side because you're making your presence be known around them, but you're trying to see if they're interested. You're not, like, I don't know, for some reason you don't want to just come across as like being interested in them. You're trying to gauge if they're honestly interested in you. And that's just, there's nothing else. That's just that. Okay. Now, I'm also seeing at the bottom here, they're making a big deal about this right now. King of Cups. You do feel for this person. Especially, I don't know if it kicked off this way or not. It might have for you, depending on the situation. But currently, it's very, like, you very much want to be with this person. You're feeling it. You're liking who you're seeing. You're very attracted to this person. You want this to happen. Now, I'm getting where this other person is standing is the Seven of Cups. Yes. They seem, you're in their thoughts. They do notice you, but they're not, I don't feel like they're sharing what they're thinking. To be honest, at this point, I don't think you're the only one in their thoughts. But they definitely like you, and you're a possibility in their view. They just, I feel like they might be playing the same way you are. They want to see how interested you are, and if you're showing that interest, they're not getting it. They're not seeing it. Not for the level that you really feel it. Alright, so this is where we're coming up to this. Just before we get into what's going on now, I do see the top card of the Ten of Cups. I feel like you and this person get along extremely well. And you like being around each other. You both seem to be liking each other and like being around each other. You both just seem to be very conservative about pushing it forward to the other. It's like each of you is waiting for the other to make the first move. Now, this card in this deck. The Five of Wands, and then you got the Six of Pentacles. Let me just see if we should read them together. The Five of Wands, that makes me feel like there's a lot of energy coming out of that situation. Almost like pent-up energy coming forward. And I feel like somebody is saying how they feel. And one person is saying how they feel, the other person is being conducive with it. I feel like this is very melancholy though. Like one person is saying, oh, I'm going to this, you want to go? And they're like, oh, I could do that, sure, why not? Like I feel like it's very melancholy. I'm not sure who's doing what here, just to be fair with you. But somebody seems to be saying, I'm going to be going to this, one of you. If you want to go, you can come, you can tag along. Some of you are even pulling the friend thing. Like me and a couple friends are going there. If you like that, you can come with us. And the other person's like, oh yeah, I do like that. Sure, if you don't mind me tagging along, I'll tag along. Because I don't feel like it's a date. But I feel like both of you want to be around each other, which is funny. A date, yeah. That makes sense. It's weird because I feel like something's coming forward. One person's putting forward like the offer, but in a very melancholy way. The other person seems to be accepting, also in a very melancholy way, is kind of what I'm connecting to. That's how it feels. Now, is that real? Yeah, okay. That's just funny, because it's just like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, why not? But you both really do want to hang out with each other. That's the funny thing. I think that's why it's kind of throwing me. Like, each of you very much does want to, but you each seem to be coming at it in a very melancholy way is how it feels. Now, the Isis Inspiration card is connecting current to future events in the sense of like, it's almost like you're getting a spiritual nudge. Like, I almost feel like each of you is just kind of doing things a little randomly and it's working out because you're getting that spiritual nudge and you're just kind of doing things off the cuff. I got heavy energy as soon as I picked up this card, as soon as I touched it, to be honest with you. But, and I'm still feeling it. So what does that mean? You're going along the same way you have been. I feel like there's still more melancholy attitude here. This is not allowing things to move forward. You're both melancholy with each other, and I feel like that's a problem. Because neither of you seem to be pushing it forward to the next stage. It's almost like melancholy event after melancholy event. I don't know how else to explain that. Like, I feel like you're hanging out more. You're around each other more in a social sense. But it's just kind of like a friendship, like a camaraderie. Like, neither of you are committing or saying that you have more of an interest in that. And because one of you won't say it, the other one doesn't seem to want it either. The thing is, I do see where you're standing, is the world. You want this person permanently in your life. I do get that. Like, this is definitely where you're standing. You want this person permanently in your life, and you already know that. Now, what's going on here in the future? This deck has some interesting things going on here. Now, it's got the Four of Cups with the Judgment. And right on top of it is the Beauty card. And usually the Beauty card is saying having more confidence in yourself, is what I'm used to with this card. Having more confidence in yourself, maybe for both of you. And the Four of Cups is being nervous. I'm getting like you're not realizing that the opportunity is right in front of you. That's not traditional meaning for that card, granted. But the way this lady's, like, you see her there, that fourth cup is like at the same level as her head and she's not even seeing it. It's almost like she sees the three cups and she's completely unaware of the fourth one. I feel like that's what's happening here. Excuse me. And like, I like either. Well, this is for you. This is for Sagittarius. Oh my god. See, that's not a fun card because this card's a good one, but if you can't look up and see the possibility here, if you, like, I feel like you have to put yourself out there. I do. I really do. Mostly because this reading is for single Sagittarian, and if you're watching it, I'm assuming that's why you're watching. If you happen to be somebody interested in a single Sagittarian, and this is all hitting for you, then I would say that whoever's watching is the one who's probably going to make that move forward. Otherwise, it could just fizzle out. But I'm getting, like, it's there, but it's one of those things where sometimes people, they miss out on things because it's not unfolding the way they want it to unfold. Like, how do I put this? It's almost like, there's a letter down at the post office waiting for you, but you're demanding for the postman to deliver it, but they're not going to deliver it for whatever reason. So instead of going down there and getting the letter, you're just refusing to get it because you feel like the postman should deliver it, and you're just not willing to bend on that. It seems to be that this is that type of situation. If you're waiting for it to unfold the way you feel is the correct way, you may never get that letter. But if you go down and get that letter, you'll have your letter, and whatever is in that letter is something you really want. For example, maybe it's from, like, a long-lost relative, maybe from somebody you love that you haven't talked to for the longest time. You just know there's a letter there, but you just need to get it. It's just, are you willing to cross that line from how you feel it should work out to get what you want, or are you going to kind of wait to the side and just maybe never get that letter? If that makes sense. Because judgment is in your favor in the long run. It's like it's waiting over here. It's like somebody has to come claim me. Come claim me. Somebody claim me. If you don't claim me, you don't get me. You gotta come claim me. I feel like that's what's happening here. And I know some people don't like that, but that's what I'm getting for this situation. If you want me, you're gonna have to come claim me. Anything else? Alright, I think we got to the end of that one. Alright. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that helps. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.